Slow down. You do not have to rush, baby. Take your time. You will get there. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, rushed. Like, I gotta get this stuff done. I gotta make sure that I take care of the kids. I gotta take them out to do this. I gotta take them out to do. I got. And I understand that you have a lot of responsibilities and priorities to do, but God is trying to get your attention. So I'm here to decree and to declare what God has been speaking over my life. And for those of you who have been dealing with some type of disabilities, that the disabilities is actually overturning and that it is turning into God divine abilities. What does he mean by this? He means that those things that you have dealt with, of being disability, of having anxiety, having rushing, just depression, all of these type of things, God is actually helping you to break right on through. This video is going to confirm the video of the justice video, that your favor, the favor of God is here, that your light is here, the dawn is here. That's where this comes in at. You have not seen that video, it is at the top, pinned up on the top of TikTok. And if you're on YouTube, it's in the shorts videos. So God has said to me that this was what was going to happen, basically. Earlier today, let me go into the testimony, okay? So earlier today, this has been actually some time, going out of some days of events, but the rest of the events that I will be sharing will be on the lives. I will not be sharing it on the videos. I will share it on the lives. If you have IG, make sure that you go ahead and follow Erica Renee _ Boss Miracle. Or if you have a YouTube, please go to YouTube, where it is Model What You Live _ VIP. Okay. And make sure that it's LIVE, because I have an old YouTube channel that has LOVE. Okay. So, Lord, where are we going? So earlier today, I had a situation where I knew that I was supposed to go out and go speak. I'm nervous because seemed like everything was trying to come in my direction of trying to bring what is priority and trying to bring basically smoke screens. It was confusion. So that's what the enemy tends to try to do. Okay, is to throw all this stuff, like things, in your way to try to block you. But in our reality also as well, many of us, we do just have a lot of responsibilities and different tasks that God expects us to actually walk out and to handle, right? Making sure that we keep him first as priority. So I try to do my best to make sure that I'm in his presence, asking him and acknowledging him in every step that I make. Because if you like me, worship is what I love to stay under. I have to. Okay. Also as well, as far as being under those, I have to stay under that. I have to be under that. That's the only way. I have to be with him. I have to. Okay. But I said all of that to say, earlier I had, afterwards took my kids out to go to, school, and, while going to school and daycare, I seen this car that came out and it said, focus. And I said, okay, Lord, focus, breathe. You'll put your words in my mouth. Your spirit is on me. Your glory is upon me. Your spirit is upon me. You did say to arise. Just going over what he has told me. And I was like, but God, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm not feeling it. So now hold that part. I'm not feeling it. Like I'm trying to feel you. Many of you too, have this situation to where as though when you start panicking, when you feel as though that you're in a rush, you're trying to feel God, right? You're trying to feel him with your spider senses. And that's not the way that it goes. With him, it's all about what you believe. So I'm walking down and I said, I believe you, Lord. I believe you, Lord. Then the next thing I know, I'm trying to fix up dealing with my business, my shop, right? And dealing with the shop, like, things should have already been taken care of, dealing with my lights, and it wasn't on. So I was like, Lord, what am I going to do now? You see, like, how am I going to fix it? How is this going to happen? How is it going to work? I'm trying to hire people, trying to get things done, and this is my first time actually doing it in this way, speaking about the business. And when I mean that, when the enemy can't stop what God is doing, that's what he means, because it's a lot that I have to catch up with y'all dealing with this business thing, okay? Dealing with this business journey. But it is there to be an encouragement to you that God does do what he said that he will do. And you have to believe it. You have to believe it. And in those times when when you're not able to believe, he will help you to. So make a long story short, I went over and I started to pray. And I said, Lord, I'm gonna need help. I need help. Like, I need you to help me through this, because I can't think straight without you. I can't do anything without you. I need you, and I stayed still and I just breathed. And then while I was looking for something, I actually ended up seeing on a paper, if you guess focus, you're absolutely right. Focus. So I said, okay, I need to focus, sit down, rest, breathe. Now, I learned this thing about breathing because I was mostly by myself, and I've had people to leave me, like literally drop me off in locations and keep on going like it was nothing. And I would have to panic, or like the trauma of being left, and certain things like that. If you have ever dealt with those type of things, then your panicking is very, very high, dealing with feeling like you've been abandoned or neglected. You have felt by yourself. You have felt those type of things, right? So I had to breathe and learn how to breathe. Now, it was working, but it wasn't working so much. When I started noticing that I have 2 children that are autistic, when I started practicing, because I would pray to God, how do I need to mother my children? He gave me the ability to teach my son Gabriel, which his name means God is my strength. God is my stronghold, to teach him how to breathe, because he gets all over the place. He's very antsy. He's the busy one. Okay. So, when he started doing that, I would say, let's breathe. So we would breathe and we would count to 5 and say, God is our refuge. And he would calm down. Also helps with those who've been abused to really be able to process what you are thinking. Okay. So I said all of that to say, once I did all of that, I was able to think clear of what God was speaking. So if you're going through a storm and you have gone through a lot of, mental storms, emotional storms, spiritual storms, listen, it is possible to still hear God in the middle of your chaos. This is what most people don't have the ability to do. King David, when he ended up praying to God, he said, look, you hear me. You're the God that hears me in my distress. He was able to hear. Elijah, when he was going through what he went through of hiding himself in the rock or whatever, God had came over and spoke to him, but he wasn't in the storm. He wasn't in the thunder. He wasn't in the big kabooms of the thunder, all of the noise. It was a whisper that he was in. So your whisper has a lot of power in it. Your whisper, your low voice has a lot of power. And even though you're in a storm, you can still hear God's voice. You just have to tune out everything else. And if you have multiple children, you know what I mean. Certain noises that they may make of being excited and just jumping all over the place, and it gets loud. Sometimes you have to work, you have to concentrate. So you're blocking that out so that you'll be able to concentrate on what you do. To other people, it may seem chaotic, and they'll give you the, girl, it couldn't be me. You got too many kids for me. Okay. You got way too many kids for me. All right. All them kids, being loud like that. I couldn't have it in my house, baby. Good to you. Hearing all of that tries to make you feel false, guilt of having children. But I said all of that to say, God allowed me to be able to minister to a lady. And in the midst of ministering to her, she was just so happy that she discerned the Lord all over me. And she was actually in a situation where she really needed encouragement. You just never know what ends up happening along the way. But if you want to hear the rest of it, you will have to come on the live.